Most calves in the U.S. are born in the spring, weaned and sold in the fall. And so this is the time of year we get the biggest supplies hitting the market of calves going to our local auction markets, really nationwide. And so we always face a seasonal decline in prices.
David Anderson is a Texas A&M AgriLife Extension economist and says this year was exacerbated a bit by several things.
We're sort of at the peak of the cattle cycle. We're sort of the peak in terms of cattle numbers, beef cow numbers, but there's an opposite cycle and that's price. And so when we hit a peak in the cattle number side of it, we tend to see pretty low prices on the price side of that cycle.
Add to that some other peculiarities for this year.
Practically the whole state lately has been on the drought monitor as, in some form of drought. And so unfortunately that's not unique. That doesn't make this year unique, but that forces some more sales earlier. Tends to force prices lower because, you may have more people trying to sell and you got fewer people buying because nobody's got any grass.
There was a fire in August that shut down a big packing plant in Kansas.
There's a plant that 6% of our slaughter is not buying. So you got to move those supplies around to other plants. And so that causes lower fed cattle prices. While that transition happens, which also means lower feeder cattle prices, lower calf prices.
Add to that climbing corn prices because of the fear of a late corn crop in the Midwest at the risk of exposure to some early cold weather. But Anderson thinks prices may rebound.
I do believe that one of the things we will see are some higher prices going forward, even in the calf market, because what happens seasonally is prices tend to bottom out in the fall and then they tend to go up. Unless we get some of these other events happen with feed costs or corn prices.
I'm Sho Winkley, looking at Central Texas agriculture from the ground up.
From the Ground Up is sponsored by Producers Cooperative, proudly serving agriculture since 1943.